Yeah, yeah.
All right. Let me refresh that thing. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Demon Appreciation Podcast, episode 24. It's been a while. I know, I'm sorry, but we have some great topics to talk about today, and I'm joined by two great creators as well. Thank you to both of you for joining me tonight. It means a lot. I appreciate it. Larrue, welcome back. It's been like, what, 20 episodes since you were on last time, I think?
Yeah, it's been like you were just a little baby when I first came out. Now you're a big hulking man.
Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah, I was. It's been a while. Yeah, I appreciate you joining. Definitely wanted your take on that whole soul hackers thing. Should be fun.
Yeah, and, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. We also have King, as always. So thanks for being here, my man. Appreciate it.
Anytime, man.
So we're all gonna talk soul hackers and that whole tease, that whole thing going on. Everything that happened on Twitter today too, because there was a lot of things, that persona page and all. So we'll try to make it as clear as possible for everyone. So thank you all so much for joining. We really appreciate it. As always, if you could let me know if the audio sounds good, that would be great. So I can do some little fixes before we get this thing rolling. We're going to start with soul hackers, then we'll jump into the Persona 25th, and I also have a few questions from you guys as well. So if you have some questions that you didn't submit before, that's not an issue. We'll try to find some time for questions as well. That works? Let's get this thing on the road. So first of all, when you guys woke up, or maybe you guys weren't asleep when the news dropped, soul hackers yesterday, last night. What's going on? Let me just ask it that way. What's going on?
Madness. I don't know. Like, I think the first way I found out was I just like with almost any news that's like really huge, I just get a whole bunch of DMs, and like Discord things, and people be like, "Hey look!" I'm like, "What's going on?" And then I guess Atlus made a Soul Hackers Twitter page, and we know it's official. They've released that first PV, which had a bunch of weird, interesting images. Like we saw the Gump in one of the images. So
yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, and yeah, it's the same thing I think it's the same thing for all of us. Whenever there's an announcement, like it's almost a running gag on my channel at this point because I cover news. And, Atlus, they're in Japan. So most of the time when there's news, I always miss it. So I'm always asleep when it happens. So I always wake up and I'm like, oh, here we go again. I missed something else again. And that's exactly what happened. So I woke up today, but today was special. Today was like, I remember when it was when Strikers got leaked, I was asleep. And I saw the messages and I was like, oh, okay, it finally happened. But today was different. I was like, what the hell? Soulhackers.jp? What's going on? And honestly, I think you sent that, Larrue, in one of the group chats that we're both in. You sent the fiscal report for Sega Sammy last year. And that's the first thing that I thought of when I woke up and I saw the Soulhackers.jp. I was like, oh, so that's why it was separated from the rest of, Megami Tensei, Persona. It was completely separated. And I remember covering that fiscal report, and I was like, why is Soul Hackers separately? That makes no sense. It's Devil Summoner. Why not Devil Summoner if they want to put it separately? Why Soul Hackers? That was super strange. So I thought about that at first, and I was like, okay, so that's what that's what they're doing. But what are they doing? Do we really know? We don't really know, do we?
No, we don't really know. Usually, this sort of thing, I'm already hardcore researching. Like I was like basically posting whatever I found as I found it in that group chat. And it's like, all we can tell is one, that it's definitely developed by Atlus because it's the copyright says Atlus and then Sega for like D2, the mobile game. It goes Sega then Atlus, and that's a Sega developed game. So there's that. And then I looked at all the different servers they did for the last like 8 years or so. And it's like about 5 years ago is when they added Soul Hackers separate from Devil Summoner. And then, last year is when they separated it in the fiscal report. So definitely it feels like, it's really weird. I feel like it's going to be some sort of game. I'm leaning towards mobile game because of the graphics. Like, they don't look very good. I'm like, okay, but it's, they're just teaser images. So for all we know, it could be those are just like not even official or not even like final.
Yeah, it could be really early, but that's curious. I didn't know they separated Soul Hackers from the rest of Devil Summoner. How many years ago? You said 7, 8 years?
Yeah, it's been like about 7 or so. So it's been a while, like that, and I never understood why. I was like I was like, why are they doing that?
That's what I was about to ask. Why do you think they're doing that? It's like, man, I don't know.
I think that it's because I know from what Yamai has talked about that he wants to revive the Raido series. I think what they're trying to do is separate Raido and Soul Hacker. Yeah, they want to separate them from each other. So maybe Raido might keep the branding of Devil Summoner. There's no mention of Devil Summoner at all in this in any of the teaser stuff we've gotten so far for this new thing. So
I figured the West was not the reason why Soul Hackers was different, because we got Soul Hackers and not the first game. So I figured that was we were not the reason why. That makes more sense. Okay, yeah, the Raido games.
Yeah, yeah, and plus Soul Hackers is insanely popular in Japan. Like even around the time when Persona 2 came out, Soul Hackers characters were still topping the charts of like character polls that Atlus would do. Like Nemessa was always insanely popular. I mean, because she's wearing a leather.
Yeah, I mean, she's just awesome. Just the character design in general is awesome for Nemessa. Plus, she's a good character too. Now, I'm just wondering, what are they doing with this? I noticed as well that a lot of people are bringing up a mobile game for the reasons that you mentioned. So, but I can't really see it. Would they? Again, it's Atlus, so it's hard to tell. But would they really hype up a mobile game? Would they do a countdown days prior for a mobile game?
No, I don't think so.
That's my thing.
Well, they did the only other time that I could think of that was similar to this was the Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse teaser thing, where they had a website that they announced on Twitter, and you had to keep I think you had to either tap it or you had to like log in, and then each time you did that, it would reveal more and more of the image, and then that's how you found out the next SMT game is going to be Apocalypse. And I'm like, I wonder if this is something similar, but they're trying to like hype up something. But they've never done that for a mobile game. They didn't do that for Persona 5's mobile game. They didn't really do that for D2 either. So it feels like it's gonna be just a real game. And based on the graphics, so I was like, oh, maybe it's a Switch because it looks bad.
Okay, let me say something. I know it's a scary thought, and I didn't bring this up earlier today, but you remember that that Sega RPG that was teased a couple of months ago before E3, before Tokyo Game Show? There was that mobile Sega RPG that was teased before. They were like, Sega's gonna unveil an RPG, and all the dumbasses with actual expectations like me were like, oh, Project Re Fantasy. Of course, it was not. It turned out to be a mobile game. Well, see, that's one example where Sega teased the mobile game, and we didn't know it was a mobile game. But I think this is kind of different, or at least I'm hoping that it's different.
I hope so too. I really I've been hardcore trying to figure this out. I really don't think it's a mobile game, just based on the quality of the effort. Because if they made this sort of blunder, and they hyped up a mobile game, and because you got to remember, not only did all of the Japanese Atlus pages followed it immediately, Atlus West followed it in an hour of its creation. So that means that Atlus West was aware of it, which to me tells me that there's probably going to be a Western version of it. Otherwise, I don't understand why Atlus West would follow the page so quickly.
Larrue, actually, Atlus West, the reason how I found out about this was a notification through Atlus West. They retweeted it the second it went up, which really shocked me.
Okay, so Atlus West... Okay, I didn't know Atlus West acknowledged it, but they did. Right?
1000% they did. That's how I got the notification.
Well, see, that's something to consider, because if they did, it's it's not just some exclusive random thing for Japan only. It's something, well, at least we can expect a game reveal. I think. Can we all agree that it's a game?
Yes. If there's this much behind it, this much hype with the Japanese accounts and everything, there's no way it's not a game. Whether that's a mobile game or not, or a Switch exclusive, that's one thing. But I have a feeling it's an actual game.
Well, let's just go ahead. Let me just ask King, what is it? What is that reveal? I want to hear what
I know you pointed out some things to me that says it might be a sequel. I'd never played the first Soul Hackers game, but it's definitely popped up on my list ever since this reveal and everything. But I have a feeling it might be a sequel. I might be wrong. I mean, I'm a dumbass with actual expectations just like you, but I just have a good feeling about this. I don't think they're going to go back and remake the game after they've already, they ported it twice because it was ported to the original PlayStation, and then it was, I guess, remastered, ported. I'm not sure what you call it to the 3DS, but
that's a remaster. There's like new demons. There's other things.
Right. So I don't see them remaking it, but I could be 100% wrong. I just hope to see a sequel. That'd be great.
Well, I think the main reason why I think it's a new game, and I want to hear what you, Larrue, think as well, but it's the character. There's one character that we can see, like I think 2 times in the teaser, and that's not a character from that's not a character from Soul Hackers, so it has to be something new, or maybe a reboot of some kind. The reboot Soul Hackers as its own series. Is that possible? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a sequel as well, mostly because of the way that they're talking when they're promoting this thing. They have this new thing, Aeon, and literally, like, the first thing that I did was I was like, is this from Soul Hackers? Is this from Devil Summoner? I decided to look through the guides. I decided to just like Google Aeon Soul Hackers and see what the Japanese side was saying. There's nothing. There's only one thing, a skill called Aeon Rain, which is like a Soul Hackers and Persona 4 skill, but that still doesn't match because it's spelled like differently. It's spelled with the E instead of an I. And then I had seen a couple of Japanese fans talk about how it's Aeon, like the Gnostic Aeon, and I think I tweeted that too because it sounds like it's either a new character or a new soul hacking or a new hacker group. And the way that they don't talk about themselves as like a singular. They say we, which to me, Aeon is either a group or it's like a AI system or something. So my thought is that this is something to do with that. And then in the Twitter tag, it's Soul Hackers, but then the end of the Twitter account is ATL, which is Atlanta. But like it's also like it also lines up with the whole Aeon thing, because Aeon is another way, like the way it's spelled is exactly the same way you would spell Aeon as an alternative spelling, but specifically it would be Aeon Telios. Telios is like you should be familiar with that because it's in Persona 3 and 4, I believe, in 5. So it's like it's so in line with a lot of the theming of like Atlus games to use Gnostic mythology, and it just, to me, none of that says, oh, this is a remake, because if it was a remake, we would recognize anything, and I didn't recognize most of that stuff like from the first game.
Totally. The only thing that I can see is the I don't remember the right name, I'm sorry, but the little gun that the protagonist has, like that was the
Gump.
The gun. Yeah. I don't remember how it was called exactly, but I think that's the same one, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's the same one, which to me is like, okay, this is a sequel. We don't see Spooky. He's the leader of the Spookies. And I mean, they did retcon I don't want to like spoil the game, but there's a like dang it, I don't know how to say it without spoiling it. Basically, I feel like that is supposed to be a passing the torch sort of deal. Like that's why they showed the gun. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm with you. I really am, especially since, if it was a remake or something, we mentioned it before, but there's a lot of just Megaton fan in general who are familiar with the characters of Soul Hackers that never played the game, like Nemissa, for example. So I think if they were to tease a remake, just an HD or a new model of a character that we already know, like Spooky or Nemissa, would work just fine. Would have worked better, in my opinion. So I'm really thinking a sequel. The fact that they're hyping this up, the new Twitter page, everyone's sharing it around. I don't know. Maybe we're just expecting
4 days away from finding out, man. At least we have a date.
Okay, but I want to talk about...
Yeah, sorry, good.
I was just about to say, I want to talk about what they're going to do next, too, because we know there's something going on. All the pages, the Atlus pages, retweeted the thing. With like the Persona page, the Megaton page, all the Twitter pages, they retweeted it. And from what we've seen of the dynamiting going on Twitter with the sites and all, it seems like Soul Hackers appears on all the sites too. So
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be something. A lot of people were thinking, because most people just saw the Persona one. So people are like, oh, there's something between Soul Hackers and Persona. I don't really think that's the case, but I do think they may mix things up for sure. Like with the reveals, like I wouldn't be surprised if like the hackers or something, they hack into like the 25th volume 3 or something. Maybe that's a stretch, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think it's related, because on that website, that's just the only Atlus website that has the Twitter embed thing. So whenever that Twitter account tweets, it shows it on the website. So it's only showing it because it's part of their embed. I don't think it's like a special thing.
Okay.
Otherwise, they would have put a news post or something.
That makes sense.
And I don't think it's connected, but I think it's smart if they do connect it, but I just don't think they will.
You see how crazy I am with these ideas? Like,
listen, it would be a good way to promote it, man. At the end of Persona 25th, I mean, even though it's not related to Persona, it's strictly SMT.
Yeah, but it's dangerous. You don't mix Persona and SMT too often. That's really dangerous.
That's how you get people fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we don't want that, so... Hey, shout outs to Rhythm Straw for the super chat saying, "Sup, weenies." Well, hello there. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much. And thank you all for being here. Over 150 people watching. I appreciate the support. If you guys can drop a quick thumbs up, it would really help. And after the stream is done, please check out my 2 guests. Link to their social medias is in the description below. Although you probably know them both already. But I appreciate it.
David, do you mind if I ask a question right quick?
Go ahead, man.
Now, y'all were talking about them differentiating Soul Hackers from the Devil Summoner series. It's on the physical reports and everything. It's separated. Why do you think they did that? I mean, because Devil Summoner is also a big name as well, at least in the Megaten community. So why do you think they differentiated it?
Well, I think what Larrue mentioned about Raido makes a lot of sense. If Yamai said that they want to separate Devil Summoner from Raido, they want to make them separate. I mean, I think that's a good reason why they would do that. Honestly, that's the thing that confused me the most. When I saw that fiscal report, I remember I was like, what the hell is this? Why is it separate? Yeah. So I didn't know about that, so I think that's a good bet.
Which maybe they'll bring back Raido at some point as well. But that would be fantastic, but I would like to see that. But that's just something I wanted to go over right quick. I probably was taking a picture of my cat when Larrue was saying that, or trying to get them off of my counter.
That's fine. Oh, it's really hard to tell, but at least we can all agree that it's a game of some kind. I think that's really exciting.
Yes. Yes.
About, how do you pronounce that? A-I-O-N? Aeon? Ion?
Ion, Aeon.
Okay, let's say Aeon.
Yeah.
Let's say Aeon, okay?
I would just say...
Is that the...
Yeah, that's what I've been saying with Aeon.
Potential new character for the sequel? Because it seems from the Google Translate footage, which isn't a good example, but when I translated a couple of things, and it seems like the tweets that they're doing, it's like if it was that Aeon person tweeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, it could be some type of main character or some character in the new Hackers group. I don't know.
Do you think
it's the name?
Oh, go ahead, Larrue. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No, I think it's the name of the hacking group, because they keep the way all the language they're using is like we instead of I. So unless like in the Japanese, like they're not saying like singular person, so it makes me think that it's a group of people.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Again, another solid reason why I think it's a sequel. Because we know it's the Spookies, so it's not the Aeons and Soul Hackers, so it's like, I don't know. Oh, that's exciting. That's really exciting. Now the question is, if it really is a sequel, it has to be something completely independent from Soul Hackers. It's been so many years.
I don't know.
Are they really gonna do a direct sequel? I don't know.
I don't know what they could do a sequel about, to be honest, because it ended so like
right.
Like solid. It would have to be like same world, but like different story, I guess.
Different era, maybe.
Yeah, or different era. Yeah, they can go to the future. Like they can go to like current day or something. But then I feel like that messes with the allure, because I really like the old school like future aesthetic. You know? Yeah, exactly.
It's really, really awesome, and it's a game that like. Just the overall setting and atmosphere is like so well done. So well done. You really like when you get into the other realities, the the virtual reality stuff. It's like, I remember it feels so, how did they call them, the zones in Paradigm X? They have a name. It's not zone. I'm drawing a blank. You know when you're going in the haunted house, and then there's the museum, all the places. Anyways, there's a name of these locations. They have a name in particular. I'd like if they bring that back, because I thought that was a really cool concept. They have to fix a couple of things in terms of gameplay, though. But honestly, if they do some type of sequel or reboot, I think they're gonna change a lot of things. Especially if they want to make Soul Hackers its own thing, its own IP, separated from anything Megami Tensei. Well, it's still gonna have demons and stuff, but they would have to change a couple of things. Like, obviously, some of the mechanics in Soul Hackers didn't age too well. Like, the loyalty system, I know, is one of the big thing in the community that a lot of people don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it.
I love it.
I wouldn't say I love it, but I didn't mind as much as a lot of people did. I think it's fine. It's fine. It could be it could be done in a better way, in my opinion. Like, it kind of feels broken at times. You know, when your demon's like top loyalty, but they still don't listen to what you ask. That's kind of like, eh. But I mean, it's minor complaints. I'm with you. I think it's a decent system, but I think this is one of the things that in 2022, if they bring back this series, they have to touch up certain things, and I think that's part of it. I do wonder if it's gonna still be a first-person dungeon crawler, though. I'd like that. I would too, because one of the things that I think they could do is kind of pull a Nocturne where it's third person, and then when you beat the game, you can get the first person as like a bonus. I was praying they did that in SMT5, and when they didn't, I was like, man. That would be in SMT5. It's so open-ended that it would feel weird. I think, in my opinion,
it wouldn't feel weird, but it'd be cool to just look at things because it's a pretty game.
Maybe just in dungeons that would that would have worked. But Nocturne is clearly more linear, so it made more sense in Nocturne, I think. But oh my god, it's really exciting. I'm really excited to see what they have. Aren't they going to do some tweets, some updates about this tonight?
We're getting more information. I think at 3 a.m. tonight, tomorrow, or whatever. Yeah, for you guys, I think it's 6 because EST.
Huh.
But like, I noticed, like, I don't know, like I've been just looking at the images from the little teaser thing, and I'm like, okay, the guy has like a glove or he has like a tattoo on his arm. We're seeing like the little devil icons on the carpet in one of the images. Like, you can literally just see it on the carpet. I'm just trying to figure out how it's gonna play like, but I can't tell if this is like what is it supposed to be? But that's what kind of I think this is when Atlus does marketing well, is when you actually want to know.
Yeah.
The other way that they could have done it, which is the norm, is like just radio silence. They're just like, hey, this is coming out, and then
sounds familiar.
Like, where's the marketing for that game? They announced it and they dipped. They're like, oh, I'm good. Nothing else is necessary.
And we are a month away today from the release, and they're still silent about it.
It's cool, but we'll hear something soon. We have some questions. If you guys in the chat, I know Larrue, you have to leave a little earlier, so if you guys have any questions for Larrue or just questions about Soul Hackers, we're just gonna wrap up the Soul Hackers topic in a few minutes. I have 2 questions from my Discord about more or less about Soul Hackers that I want to go over. So if you guys in the chat have some questions related to Soul Hackers, feel free to drop them right now. Just at me so I don't miss them. But in the Discord, we have Atticus asking if this is indeed Soul Hackers. Oh my god, I can't read. Sorry. If this Soul Hackers game is in fact a new entry in the series, do you see Atlus making sequels of older franchises like Devil Survivor, Digital Devil Saga, Desu 3, DDS2? Which one would you like to have next? Well,
personally, sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say Devil Survivor, in my opinion, just makes so much sense simply because these games, I know there's no double screen mechanic anymore, but if you played the games, they could absolutely make it work just on one screen. It's not an issue. So I do think Devil Survivor, man, you could do like some HD pack of 1 and 2, and I think like with the character designs, how they look and how the game. I think the game aged super well. So just HD remasters of those two games have a ton of potential, more than DDS in my personal opinion. So I do think that once those were ported, they could absolutely do a Devil Survivor 3, and I think that has a lot of potential in today's day and age. But that's just my opinion. I wouldn't complain. Digital Devil Saga 3, I don't know. If you look at the story, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't see them doing it just because, like, for me, if like Atlus wants money, and like Soul Hackers makes the most sense out of the Devil Summoner series because it's the most popular in terms of like actual money. Rhino is a popular character, but his games didn't make much money. Soul Hackers made a bunch of money, and the characters are popular. So I can understand them wanting to create more. When I think of like sequels for anything else, I think you're right. Devil Survivor makes the most sense, so I can see a Devil Survivor 3. I would like a digital Devil Saga, but it's like done. Like that story is done, and I don't think we need more. And sometimes it's just good to leave it when it's already good.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So Devil Survivor.
I think I'm pretty much in the same boat as y'all. Devil Survivor 3 would be great. I see them remastering DDS 1 and 2 before they ever made sequel to it. I can see where we're more apt to get a remaster of those. We've talked about that before as well. I think that makes sense rather than make a third entry into the game.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And then we have another question from Mac saying, which platforms, if it is a new game, would it come to? So if we assume that Soul Hackers Tease is a game, which platform?
If it's not a mobile game, of course.
If it's not a mobile game, yeah.
The Switch makes the most sense, but I would hate that because I hate using my Switch. I hate the Switch. Die Nintendo. Like I literally only use it to like play Pokemon and Shin Megami Tensei. Like stop! Don't release it on the Switch. But I feel like it's gonna be on the Switch. It makes the most sense.
PSA for anyone watching, by the way, the 3DS has about 6 SMT games on it, and they're going to be going away within a year if you want them digitally. So get them while you can, because they're shutting the eShop down on the 3DS. So get those while you can, so you can play the first Soul Hackers game.
Yeah,
I would say it's hard to tell, but we can assume it's a new game of some kind. So if it is a new project that hasn't been in the works for like, I don't know, if it's been in the works for like 3-4 years, I don't know, but if it's a new project, which I think it would be, I think it has a shot to be multi-platform, like, or at least Sony, Nintendo, and PC. That's what I would hope. I'm always here for multi-plat, but you never know. They could keep it rolling with, this is a Nintendo game, this is Shin Megami Tensei, that's Nintendo. Persona, that's PlayStation. But they keep saying, we want multi-plat, we want to do multi-plat, we want to do worldwide releases. So if this is a project that started, I'd say 2018 plus, it has a shot to be multi-platform, in my opinion. Especially since I don't think Nintendo would like drop a bag on a Soul Hackers sequels to have it exclusive. I don't think they would. So I think it has a shot to be multi-platform, but obviously we're just speculating here. We have no idea. It's too early. Is it an early project in you guys' opinion? I would think so, to be honest. Plus, who's making this?
Yeah, the who's making this is the thing that makes me question it, because if it's made by Atlus, then it would have to be made by the first team, which is the Team Maniacs. And they were working on SMT5. They're working on a new Etrian, or they've hinted that they're working on something Etrian related, and they're working on a new IP, which might be this, because they talked about that they're going to release a new IP this year. It just seems like that's so many projects for one studio that I'm almost like, is this really going to be an Atlus title, or is it going to be like a Atlus in collaboration with like some other studio?
Especially since when you're talking about like the expansion inside of Atlus, like how they hired a lot of people in recent years. When I hear that, I'm like, these people are probably going with B Studio or Studio Zero, not necessarily Maniacs. I don't know why I'm thinking that. It's just speculation, but that's the feeling that I'm getting because of how much better Persona's doing versus mainline. So, oh my god, yeah, it's hard to say, but that's definitely one of the things that I'm like very curious about. I want to hear who's working on this.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll know tonight, or I guess tomorrow. I'm not sleeping tonight. So I can find out.
I'm gonna wake up to a ton of messages tomorrow again.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen again, but it's fine. I mean, I'm excited. I really am. I don't have anything else in mind for Soul Hackers. I really think it's one of the things that we brought up today. It's either gonna be a sequel, a reboot makes sense as well.
Everything's a mystery with it. It could be a damn anime or something, as far as we know.
Nah, it
could be anything.
It has to be
an anime. I'm leaving. I'm going home.
Larrue had enough.
No,
yeah, I'm like the amount of good Megaten anime. There's like what, 2, maybe, and there's so many Megaten anime. Then you just stop. If they're not gonna do it good, then don't do it.
Good point. Do you think, I know it's not Soul Hackers, but the thought crossed my mind earlier today, so I figured I'd ask even though I have an idea of what you guys are going to say, but what if it's some reboot, but not just a Soul Hackers reboot, it's like a Devil Summoner reboot branded as Soul Hackers, like some completely new thing to start off a new IP?
Could be, to be honest. Like, I just feel like at the end of the day, this is gonna be like a game that's not Devil Summoner anymore. So I think that if it's a reboot that, like you're saying, to kind of separate it, that makes sense to me. Like,
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it too.
It's just exciting to me that there's potential. There's potential for 3 main series at Atlus. There's like Persona, SMT, and something else. It could happen, and that's exciting to me. Like 3 series to look forward to, man. Yeah, that's exciting.
You know what it's gonna be though. It's gonna be here's a new game, but it's gonna be told with just acrylic keychains. You're gonna have to buy only the acrylic keychains to find out what happened.
It's a Toys to Life thing.
Oh no!
We'll see it in a Scott the Woz episode in a decade.
Oh no! I hate it. I hate everything about this.
There's QR codes at the bottom of each keychain.
Or what else were they always doing? The little pins in collector's editions?
Or like amiibos or some shit.
The button pins, yeah.
Yeah, the button pins, yeah, that you could get like in the Etrion thing. Oh my god, no, please no. Oh boy.
I actually kind of want that because it'd be so funny. Like, but it'd be awful to have, but it'd be so funny to exist.
It'd be so depressing yet funny, yes.
Yeah.
We got some super chats. We have a super chat from Demicro. 2 super chats from Demicro, actually. Thank you for your support, Demicro. Much appreciated. And he says maybe Aeon is the code name for the Persona 4 Golden console sport.
This has been a great podcast. I'll see you guys later.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. And then he says in the second one, DX2 console port. I don't think so. Doesn't make much sense.
It's the Soul Hackers NFT collection. That's what it's gonna be.
Oh god.
What if this whole project ends up being NFTs?
No.
I mean,
I could see a Persona 25th reveal to be NFTs though. I could see that.
I would leave. That would leave the fandom. I only like Sonic now.
I mean, Atlus is such a clueless company at times that I'm like, man, if they were so clueless about the success of P4G on Steam that it wouldn't surprise me if they were gonna be surprised that the people don't want NFTs of their games. Like, I can see them announcing NFTs, getting obvious bad reception, and then being like, oh, we never thought that people wouldn't want NFTs.
Listen, Atlus, I love them, but this is a company that said due to the success of P4G on Steam, we decided to bring P4AU to consoles.
Smart. Because then people will be like, how can I play the original? I'm gonna go play it on Steam.
I mean,
or get it on Vita.
Oh yeah, right. How much is that nowadays? That has to be over $100 now.
160.
No.
Yeah, crazy.
It's
You know
not
what's funny?
160.
I have like 6 copies of Persona 4G for Vita.
I
So
swear to
I would
God.
just get them whenever they're on clearance, and I'm like, oh, look, here's another one for $15. Okay.
You got a
okay,
jackpot.
it's complete $53 complete in the box.
Okay, so it's not that crazy.
It's not that crazy. Oh my God, good thing.
But
think it's coming-
right before COVID hit, I was able to go get a copy for Vita for $30.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, dude, it did everything inflated, and then it's some of it's coming down, but not everything. Like the Rhino games are never gonna come down. They're just
No, yeah, you're right. Absolutely
they were
right.
already pricey before the pandemic hit, so
yeah.
I can't imagine what the physical S&T 3DS games, how they're going to be priced come in a year.
they did reprint
I
a
could-
couple of these though, didn't they?
They reprinted the Rhino games, Persona 3, Nocturne, Digital Double Saga, and they might have done Persona 4 too
They did. I
When,
think they did reprint Persona 4. Yes.
because I remember Amazon was bragging about it because they had an exclusive version, limited edition, which I don't have. Dude, if anyone has that, I'll buy it from you. It's called I think it's called the Amazon Social Link edition or something. Give it to
Wow.
me, please.
I never heard about this.
We're gonna put out an ad for you, man.
Yeah, I don't talk about it because I don't want someone to be like, oh man, I'm gonna list this for $1,000. I'm just hoping someone will list it for a reasonable price that I can pick it up, and then I'll be like, hey, look, I got this.
Fair enough. And we have a great comment from Silent Mochi in the chat, and he's saying, because of how successful Persona 4 Golden was on Steam, we decided to release NFTs for the fandom.
That's
Get
what I
your
wanted.
exclusive Teddy NFT right now.
Right? Oh, boy.
Oh, that would hurt my soul. I just end it all after that. Oh my god.
Speaking of ending it all, what about the Persona 25th? What's going on there?
Larrue, before you go, I want to get your thoughts on the this new Twitter page coming up and everything before you head out really quick. I don't know if you want to preface this, David, but I want to hear your thoughts on
Well,
it.
I can give a little bit of explanation for people before you go ahead. Now, today on Twitter, there's a new page, a new Twitter page. It's at P25th_FES. And if you translate the bio, it says, this is the official Twitter of Persona 25th Festival to be held in Tokorozawa, Sakata Town from May 28th, 2022. Hashtag P25th FES. And I think the main reason why people think it's official is because there's new art. It's a new art of the protagonist.
It looks official too. It looks nice.
It looks
too.
really nice.
Yeah, it looks just like the art style of the other anniversary stuff we've been getting so far.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of specifically Hanako Oribe, the main artist. Because now, I feel like I'm conflicted because on one hand, no Atlus accounts follow it. It was made sometime this month, and there hasn't been any announcement about this event, which is a few months away. It just kind of doesn't feel like an official thing, especially why would it use the anniversary logo instead of a special logo for its event? And when I used to hardcore follow Japanese accounts, it was pretty common for them to do fan meetups. For the 25th anniversary of Mega SMT, there was a fan meetup, and I believe it was called something like Megaten Fest. So my gut reaction is oh, this is not a real or official page. This is just a fan meetup page. But there's no way to really know. I think it's kind of just we have to wait for Atlus to make a statement, basically.
Larrue, to retort one of the things you said, if you don't mind, no Atlus accounts following it, it's probably because they didn't want people figuring it out, and you can see who Atlus follows, but we found out anyway, so maybe they weren't going to follow until they announced this event during the February announcement or something. I will say that the profile picture looks a little sus because the Persona 25th anniversary logo isn't showing the whole way. I'm just sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to say that right quick.
Oh, I mean that's a good point. Literally, that's a really good counter because I follow almost every major Atlus staff too, and none of them are following the page. Which you're right. That's kind of like evidence. I think that kind of works as evidence to maybe this is something secret that's supposed to be revealed. How was this revealed, by the way? Who found this page? Do you guys know?
I don't know, but when I followed it, it was at like 60 followers or something. It was.
I saw it from one of my followers, and they posted the art. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but it was someone who has a pretty good following on Twitter.
It's oh my god, 1 second.
Starts with a P.
Yeah.
Yes.
Filippo Sol. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know if they found it. I don't know if they found it or not, but then I saw it, and then I retweeted it.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
where I saw it.
Yeah.
I think the main thing to consider, guys, about... I'm a believer that this is real, and I think the main reason why it's simple. Why would someone troll with something like this, a festival in Japan? If it was a troll page, they would do something for like a new game or something. It wouldn't be a freaking festival in Japan for May. That makes no sense. So you just combine...
At the same time, it might not be a troll, and it might be a fan meetup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. It could be just a fan meetup.
I think it could go either way. I think it's honestly 50-50 at this point.
Because if you look at the hashtag, the first tweet is someone saying that they're excited for like they're excited to think of the singer from Persona 3 singing Persona 3 songs, and they use that hashtag. It's the very first time that's used, and it's a Japanese user. And it was made, and the tweet was made in December.
Yeah, December.
So
yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if they just knew about it, if they knew about it ahead of time, or if or what made them use that hashtag, because it's exactly the same hashtag that's inside the bio for this. So I don't know. So to me, I don't think it's a prank. I think it's either a fan meetup or it's an official thing. If it's an official thing, that's surprising because Atlus is, or not Atlus, Japan in general is pretty like tightly closed in terms of like COVID stuff. Like right now, you can't even travel to Japan unless you're either traveling on business or if you're a student. Like you can't go to Japan right now for any other reason. So it makes me think, like, would it be smart for Atlus to plan this event during like a part of Japan's COVID restrictiveness, where it's kind of like super limiting some like the ability to gather in groups and stuff? To me, it's kind of works against that. Like, it makes me suspicious.
Which is fair.
I mean,
I'm gonna be honest.
It's such a weird situation, man. It's just so weird. I mean, David, I know you're for it. Larrue, how are you sitting on it? Like, are you more 50-50 at this point?
I'm just so conflicted because I know where Tokorozawa is, like that, like Sakura Town, like it's like a big open area basically, which makes a lot of sense for both types of meetups, a real one and a fan one. Like it's like it makes it really hard to like kind of decide, but the fact that like that place is kind of like a pretty it's a pretty nice looking area. That's what makes me think it's not a fan meetup. But the fact that we have nothing to show that it's like official besides the new art, which looks so much like it's official, it's hard to say. I think that after talking with you guys, I'm more inclined to believe that it can be real, but I still feel like it's a fan meetup.
Well, I didn't think about a fan meetup, and to be perfectly honest, I think it makes a lot of sense. I can kind of see it. In my mind, it was either a troll or official, and I felt like there was no reasons to troll. But now that I have this in mind, I mean, it makes sense. You can't deny it as a possibility. But at least if it's official, can we all agree that we'll hear about it this month for the February thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000%.
And when is that
also
to happen, by the way?
Tonight.
It could be tonight.
So Hackers is officially a Persona, so we're here about it tonight.
Well, I mean, they got a week for this thing, man. It's got to happen sometime soon.
You said it's 6 a.m. East that we'll get the news for Soul Hackers?
Yeah.
So if it's
6 a.m. East.
6 a.m. East, if the Persona 25th thing is today, that's going to be 11 p.m. So 12 JST. That's when they do it. So I think it's possible, man. I think it's possible.
The only reason I say tonight for Persona 25th is Panhime on Twitter posted that they updated the latest news section on the Persona 25th website today. That's the only reason I'm saying it's tonight, but it could totally be sometime next week after they do every Soul Hackers thing. I know that they have another thing on Monday for it, I believe. It's just hard to say at this point. I thought that they would announce something by now, but obviously I'm a dumbass with actual expectations.
Speaking of expectations, what are we expecting for this one? Because I know some of us, I think, Larrue, I think you and I were on the same page. We were like pretty confident about P4G for last week, and we all know how that went.
They announced it, and then they used the special program to make everyone else forget except you and I. That's what happened.
Right. So I'm not sure anymore. I mean, I was like, everything was pointing in that direction. I was like, oh, okay, let's go direct. P4G, it's going down. It didn't happen. And as the days go by, I'm like, I don't know anymore. I'm not so sure anymore. And I don't know, that new page, the pre-orders that aren't up for consoles yet for P4AU2, I think that they're starting to have a lot of things to talk about in a volume 3, so I don't really know.
Yeah, they got hopped to it.
I think I think now's the time. You have to go, man.
Yep. I'm gonna take off, guys. Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for taking time off your lunch break. I appreciate it. That was great. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care.
Enjoy the rest of yours. Yeah. Have a good stream. Have a good podcast.
We will try to keep it civil, and we'll try not to have too many expectations. Thank you for joining.
Oh my god.
You have a good one. Thank you, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Alrighty, so let's just see if I didn't miss any. Yeah, we received another super chat. So thank you to Storms Gamer saying the 22nd is my guess since P5R and P5S OST comes out. So there's a date for these. I didn't even know.
Yeah, the soundtracks come out very soon, like next week, I believe. So, but I don't see why that would kind of, say, oh, they're gonna go in. Now, I know that at some point this month, the Persona music is going to be available on streaming services, like P5R and Scramble. I don't know if they're waiting for that. I don't know if that coincides with the CD release, but I mean, all signs to it points to it, happening maybe even tonight. But I want your opinion though, David. When's it going to happen?
Dude, we're talking like the two of us. If you guys saw our messages, well, first of all, you'd be scared. You'd be worried. There's a lot of things that you would feel. But other than that, in terms of like our P25th conversations, we're speculating like every single day. And I'm not sure anymore. I'm going to give you guys the timeline, okay? Last week, before the direct, what was the number? It was 90, right?
You were at 90%.
Okay, yeah. Before the direct, I was at 90%. 90% chance Persona 4 Golden reveal in February as part of P4AU, as a pre-order bonus, potentially with the Midnight Collection, all that thing that we all talked about on multiple videos, on multiple occasions before. So you guys know what I'm talking about. I was 90%. And then the direct passed, and I dropped to 70. And then I'm not too sure what happened, but I dropped to 50. And then I'm not too sure what happened again, but I raised back to 70. And now I'm at 50 again. I don't know what's going
on. Earlier, motherfucker. You said 30 earlier. Fuck you.
Okay, maybe 30. I'm completely confused. I don't know what to think anymore. I want to make one thing clear. I'm 100% confident that P4G will release on consoles this year.
Cap.
I'm still 100% sure. I'm just not sure about February anymore. But
here's the thing.
They can't do anything else. The thing is, you got to think about what else could they do.
Let's see. They could unveil this that we were talking about, this festival. They could also
not just that. They can't do just that. They can't.
Right. They can't just do that. They could give us some more wallpapers.
Okay.
NFTs.
Hear me out. We talked about that before, but let's say, okay, we're speculating. P4AU, they're doing a Volume 3 Persona 25th thingy. Morgana, not Morgana. Teddy goes up on screen. And there's all the reveals. And we have first reveal, P4AU, available for pre-order on consoles. Second thing, the festival in Japan is official. Here's the page. Third thing, that's where we're stuck. What's next? They have to put something else. It can't just be those two things. It can't.
Because, I'll tell you this. What doesn't make sense out of this whole thing is P4AU being available for pre-order. I know we're making a big stink over fucking pre-orders, but 13 Sentinels is available to pre-order right now. And that doesn't release until April. We are a month away from P4AU's release. No pre-orders. I usually don't like pre-ordering games, especially like digitally for a digital-only release. But
I just don't.
What is taking so long? What is
release.
taking so long?
Well, there can be a lot of reasons for that. I honestly think the time frame isn't really the problem here. It's what they're gonna do. Oh my god, there has to be something. Something's going on. Something's going on somewhere. There has to be something that we're not considering. There has to be.
Sure. A digital concert like what they did with S&T last year.
A digital concert.
Remember
We're
when
about to be done with that pandemic in a lot of places in the world. It's going way better in a lot of places in the world. So a digital concert feels weird because of how everything's going right now. And then there's a physical concert, but a physical concert won't happen because, as Larrue mentioned, in Japan it's really rough right now with the pandemic. So I told you once when you said that for the first time, I don't think so. I don't think it's a concert. I really don't.
Say this, we were like kind of going over, when do you think, the announcement's going to happen and everything? When's it going to be? It might not be till the 28th of this month. I gotta say, there's been so much like people on Twitter and everything speculating. Do you think it'd be better for them just to announce, hey, this is the date where we're going to announce the next Persona announcement, a specific date, instead of saying, what's just happening in February?
For them, I'd say no. For them, no, because there's all the dumbasses, content creator with actual expectations. We're all making videos. We're all speculating. That's building hype. But that's also building expectations. So it's a double-edged sword. But at the same time, it's like, for the fans, like for us, of course I'd prefer if they gave us a date. We could stream, we could be so excited. So of course I'd prefer that. But I don't know. Yeah, that's my take. For the company, for Atlus, I think it's a better idea not to give dates. For us, of course I'd prefer a date. Of course.
I mean, I would much like they're giving a date for us for the Soul Hackers reveal. I kind of would rather them do like a countdown clock or something. Yeah. I mean, that's just me though. I mean, but I just think all this, it's making people get antsy, and when people get antsy, their expectations kind of get higher. So it's at the point now. Oh my god. So I just think it's to a point now where people, if they do a disappointing announcement this month, people are going to not care anymore.
You're not wrong.
I mean, let's not. P4AU is a great release, but to me, who is it catering to? It's definitely not catering towards the fighting game community, because I don't know much about rollback netcode, but it's confirmed it's not going to have that in their day one. Apparently that's huge.
It is.
I mean, an FGC member can speak on that. I don't know anything about it. It's not catering to the Persona audience either, because if you were, you would already have P4G on consoles back in 2014. I mean, so at the end of the day, David, who was this catering towards?
I mean, P4G did well on Steam, so why not put P4 Arena on consoles? We have a couple of super chats that I want to go over before you freak out about what I just said. We have another one from Demicro. Thank you for your support, Demicro. It really means a lot. Demicro says, I think it's either the 20th or the 25th. And I'd agree with the 20th. That would be this Sunday. I think that's quite possible. So that would be Monday, 12 p.m. JST. I think that makes a lot of sense. The 25th is Friday, so I can't see it, personally. Not the 25th, because that would be a Saturday reveal for Japan.
Right.
So I can't really see it. But thank you for your support, Demicro. It means a lot. And we have another super chat from H2DK. Thank you so much, H2DK, saying, guaranteed, the announcement is on the 29th. Well, H2DK, I did see a leak. I saw a leak on Twitter. There was this beautiful ad for P4G on consoles, and it said February 31st. That was the release date. Pretty sure that was from a reliable source, too. So.
Very reliable. I heard that their father works at Atlus.
I'm pretty sure I slept with their mother, too.
Hey! Dad?
We have another one from...
Is it you? You've been gone my whole life. Where did you go?
The next super chat is from Fall Wolf. Liam. Shoutouts, Liam. Thank you for being here. What's up, guys? Not much, Liam. You know what we're doing. Typical stuff. Building expectations.
On the subject of Atlus, and I was just talking 13 Sentinels. Did you play the 13 Sentinels demo for Switch?
I have not. Have you?
It runs like a dream, man.
That's what I heard.
On the OLED screen, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm just sad that there's not going to be English demo as of right now.
I'm not too certain. Well, you can play the demo in English. That's in the setting.
But it's locked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I tried myself.
What's the purpose?
The English setting is locked in the demo.
Okay, that's strange.
It would not let me change it. I don't know why.
I did hear that it was running really great, so
I'm really excited, and I hope everyone supports it.
Oh yeah, if you guys can support 13 Sentinels, it's a really solid game. I suggest you guys support it for sure. Let me check if we had some other questions here really quickly. We have Nexo asking, who do you think Ion is? We had two predictions. I said it's potentially the protagonist for that potential new Soul Hackers game. Or Larrue predicted that it could be the group of hackers in that new game as well. It was the Spookies in the first game. Could be the name of the group in the second game, the sequel. We never know. And we have another question from friend of the channel VSips. And he says, how crazy is it that the February announcement for the P25 is potentially just a festival? And that's referring to the new festival Twitter page that we saw. We all believe that it's not the case.
We'll say this.
It could be part of the reveal, but it's not just that.
I will say this. The fact that people's expectations are so low that they think it might just be that says a lot. I'm just saying.
That's a good point. No, that's a good point.
Just saying. They need to come out with a pretty good show this time. Not that I'm against P4AU, but come on. Like I said, who is that catering to?
Do you remember after the P4AU reveal at the Game Awards? I remember telling you, I was like, man, I think the February reveal is going to suck. I remember saying that at first because what are they going to reveal a month before their next game comes out?
Codename X.
No. And then we built up expectations because of the Midnight Channel error on the official P4AU site. You could pre-order the Midnight Channel collection of both P4AU and P4G for consoles. And then there's the fact that the game is available for pre-order. It's been ever since they announced it on Steam, but it's still not up for pre-order on consoles. So for those reasons, plus some other rumors that we heard about before, some people that we know that did certain things, we had a lot of reasons to build up these expectations. So I had a lot of reasons to believe that we would get P4G for the February reveal. So my expectations, they went from 0, they built up, and then they're slowly dropping again. And I want to believe it again. I still want to believe that it could be P4G, but at the same time, I'm like, I think the only reason why I still think it could be P4G is because I don't see what else they could do. Right. I can't believe that they're gonna waste another one of these 7 events that they have
by doing nothing.
By doing just nothing.
And even if they announce P4G for consoles, people are still going to be disappointed.
A lot of people will, because a lot of people have PCs. The game is accessible now. When it came to PC, it wasn't accessible. It was on a dead system. It was on the Vita. I'm sorry, Vita fans, but your system flopped. It did. And
great system.
Yes, great platform. In my opinion, there's not enough games that I appreciate, so it's not a system that I like myself, but it had a lot of potentials. Lots of great features on that system. The screen was awesome for the time. Lots of potential. So it wasn't accessible. When it dropped on PC, it was such a big deal because, hey, that's a fantastic game that was stuck on a dead system that they're now bringing back. Oh my god. So it's that's my thing. So I yes, you're right. A lot of people won't be happy if it's P4G. But it would still
But screw them because I get P4G on my fucking console.
So I think that's the main reason. What else could they do? And let's hear the chat. Yeah, we should hear the chat about this. You guys, what do you think will be the February reveal for Persona? Let's hear it.
And I just want to say, I just saw a comment in the chat as well saying that 13 Sentinels on Switch physically exclusive to PlayAsia. That is not right. You can pre-order it right now from GameStop.
Yes, and I pre-ordered my copy from VGP as well in Canada.
So it is a physical release, which I'm surprised that 13 Sentinels is getting a physical release and not P4AU.
That's a good point. That's a really good point because P4AU is going to sell more than 13 Sentinels, most likely.
Not the way that they're marketing it. They have more marketing right now for 13 Sentinels.
I know. And is there a reason for that? Maybe. Maybe we'll find out more this month.
Oh my god.
Or maybe not. Shout outs to Peter Parker with the super chat. Thank you for your support, Peter Parker. It means a lot. I appreciate it. And he says, yo, when is the February Persona announcement? That is a very, very good question.
Tonight.
We're thinking tonight. Yeah, maybe tonight.
I'm
honestly,
saying up.
But Demicrow's bet sounds really good. Tonight, or I would say the 20th, Sunday at 11 p.m. If we don't get something tonight, I'm staying up on Sunday because I think that's good. I think that's a good. They're not gonna do next Sunday. I don't know. No, I think I would say my bet tonight or the 20th. That's when I'm at.
Also, still have the 28th is on a Monday.
Yeah, but do they really want to do that? The last day of the month?
Yes.
Okay, we have another super chat from H2DK. As always, shout outs H2DK, always making sure to keep up with Peter Parker. And H2DK says, Peter Parker, it's on the 29th. It's confirmed. I wish it was confirmed. Honestly, if they tweeted something tonight and they were like, it's the 28th, and they confirm it, that'd be great. I'd be excited for that. And I'm cool. Awesome. At least we have a date. That's good, And then we have another super chat from Liam. Shouts Liam, thank you so much. And he says, fans are whine like they have broken motors and will never be happy no matter what.
That's true.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But honestly, to go back to P4G, I think more people would be excited than bummed about that. Because
but then you have the people that are like, they already have it on P4G. Why would they do this?
But I mean, come on.
Shut up, Bow.
If you're a main PC guy, that's fine. That's fine. But come on. It's like if they reveal SMT5 for PlayStation this summer or for PC, I'll be excited. And I don't care. I'm not gonna buy that again on PC. I don't care. But it's cool. It's good news. Just skip it if you're not excited. So that's the thing. If with P4G, I know I told you that before. P4G to me on Switch and consoles at the moment, that would excite me. But I wouldn't be over the moon because it's too late. If they ported P4G to Switch in 2017, I would have cried. But that's not where I'm at anymore. Don't get me wrong, I'd love it. I'd be excited, but it would just feel like instead of being like, oh my god, Persona 4 on Switch, it would be like, finally, you're 5 years late. That would be my bet.
It took you fucking long enough. They should have released it with the Steam version.
Exactly. So that's why, man. So again, if you're a PC guy and you already have P4G on Steam, you have all the achievements. If the February reveal is P4G, let's just move on. You have P4 Ultimax next month for your PC without rollback.
So say, if P4G does happen, I'm gonna rub my ass in Bowser Carraga's face all night long. You motherfucker, you didn't want me to have this. I have it. Suck my shit. Love you.
We have another super chat from Demicrow. Shoutouts Demicrow, thank you for your support. We're getting P4AU pre-order date, and that's it. Okay, so we're not even getting P4AU pre-orders. We're getting the date for pre-orders as the February reveal. Even if it was like, even if let's say it's tonight, there's the volume 3 and they're like, hey, P4AU is available for pre-order. That's not enough. That's not enough.
I got it, David. We were searching for that one more thing that they wouldn't announce. This music is available on Spotify now.
No.
Not kidding! They announced the fucking animes are available for streaming. Mm-hmm. What's keeping them from announcing the music's available?
Isn't it already on streaming services?
Not Royal or Scramble.
Yeah, but it's coming? It's confirmed?
Yes, it's coming this month.
Nah, that can't be it. We have another super chat from Max saying, you two have actual expectations of Atlus?
Unfortunately. It's our jobs as content creators.
I think we do. I have a title, and I'm proud to wear it.
How did you come up with that meme? I want to know the origin story.
The origin story of that dumbass actual expectations meme was, you know how Sony State of Plays, well, let's be honest, they're all ass, or like most of them are. Well, I created that for the one State of Play that was decent. The one with Wolverine, with Spider-Man 2, with Knights of the Old Republic. That was on my thumbnail for that stream. So it was.
I remember clipping that too and posting it, and people went crazy over it.
Yeah. So I mean, I want you to tell everyone listening tonight about your idea that you came up with that I think makes a lot of sense. Before I do, we have another super chat that just came in, so let me just go over that, and then you can let people know what that thing is. I want to hear what people think about this, because in my opinion, that makes a lot of sense, and that explains things too. We have another super chat from Peter Parker. Thank you for your support, Peter. It means a lot. But you could already pre-order the game on Steam. Bruh. Atlus continues to disappoint despite low expectations. Where the fuck is my PC port for Royal? That's another thing, like P5. Same thing for P5. This is your best-selling game. This is your most critically acclaimed game. Not of the last year. Not of the last decade. Of all time. And apparently, you don't have an exclusivity deal. Why is it still only on PlayStation? That makes no sense.
Atlus.
Oh my god. Put it on Switch. It's doing so much in terms of sales. It outsold the Wii. Put it on Switch for that reason. Put it on PlayStation 5. Put it on PC.
Ronald Switch! The Switch is not powerful enough.
That's not even worth answering. It's... Put it on PC. P4G sold 1 million. Put it on Stadia. Get the bag from Google. Put it on Game Pass. Get it back from Microsoft. Come on. We're not port begging, by the way. We're just like looking at things. And I have a PlayStation 5, I have a PC, and I have a Switch. So I can play everything in terms of Atlus.
I can play P4G right now.
I could be playing P4G on 2 different systems right now.
Yeah, me too. It's just the fact of the Vita's outdated. I love my Vita. And I have a PlayStation TV. It looks like ass on the TV. But... I just don't want to sit down at my desk and play my PC. And, the Steam Deck coming out. Either way, we're going to have a P4G on another console before the end of the month.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear your thing now. Thank you for your support, Peter. I appreciate it. Let's hear your idea that you came up with this week.
So, I like Baz's comment, by the way. Hi,
but
Baz.
He's right. That's something that I hear all the time on Twitter.
Yeah.
Persona 5 Strikers, an action game with a lot of demons on screen. It ran bad on Switch, so of course a turn-based RPG at 30 frames will run bad as well.
Can I quote The Rock right quick? Shut up, bitch!
Yeah.
It's a totally different, it was made by a different company. It's a totally different, gameplay. It's got a different engine. I mean, it can, listen, if the Switch can run Catherine, the same engine that P5 is on, it can run P5 Royal. Now, it might be a lot of data. You might have to use like a 32 gig cartridge to get it all on one cartridge, or make it even digital only, but it definitely could happen. That's just me. But, just wanted to say that right quick. Now, my thing that I told you yesterday, David, And this might sound dumb to a lot of people, but to me it made sense.
It makes sense in my opinion too.
It makes sense. P4AU, an announcement for February's reveal is that it's going to be Joker's going to be included with P4AU as maybe even a pre-order bonus because he was in the original files of the game, and I can kind of back that up as well because if you look on Amazon Japan, where it's the only place you can get P4AU on Switch and PS4 physically, there is an unannounced pre-order bonus for it as well. So I think it kind of, and it's not like a $20 difference where people can say, "Oh, that's got to be P4G." That's a part of like a Midnight Channel. It's not like a $20 difference. It's like a couple of dollars. To me, that makes sense. It might not make a sense to some people, but to me, it makes sense. The files are already there. The announcer is already there. What do you think, David?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. But yeah, I think that idea makes a lot of sense. I think so because it was, as you mentioned, it was planned. So they at least considered it before. And I want to say it explains why pre-orders are not up on consoles, but it really doesn't because they're up on PC.
Right, and
trying
that doesn't
to find
make
logic,
sense.
but I can't.
The biggest thing with us is why isn't the pre-order available? I don't care about pre-ordering stuff, but where the fuck is it? That's it.
Hey, yes, Zark in the chat, or Zark. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. He says, "What would Joker even do? It would sell copies. It's simple as that."
Yeah, for real.
Yes, and it makes it even easier.
And just think, you have P3, P4, and P5 represented in the game.
Yeah. No, again, and I wouldn't be excited, to be honest. If it happens, I'll be like, okay. I was planning on replaying that game. There's one new character. Okay. That would be the effect that would have on me. But in terms of sale, like, there's a lot of... There's almost as many Persona 5 fans as Persona fans in general.
Listen. Someone's... Papa said it doesn't make sense. Why would Joker be in the P1 climax? He wouldn't be included in the story, just the DLC fighter.
Yeah.
No part in the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
I mean, to me, it makes sense. I know it might not make sense to a lot of people, but to me, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
But that's just my dumbass logic.
Mm-hmm. I think we covered most of what I wanted to talk about today. Let's hear you guys in the chat. We'll take questions now. We'll just go ahead and take questions for a few minutes. Do you guys have anything that you want us to answer? Any questions you want us to answer about either the Soul Hackers, or it can be the February reveal for the 25th. It can be just the 25th in general. Just shoot. Let's go ahead. We'll try to answer as many as possible. If you guys could drop a quick like while we're at it, that'd be great. It means a lot. And make sure to check out King Narukami. Link in the description, and Larrue as well. He had to leave earlier, but make sure to check him out. That'd be cool.
If it's not that P4G is going to be a part of this Midnight Channel bundle, what is the reason that you think, your official reason why the pre-orders aren't up? Is it just Atlus, just
dragging their feet?
Yeah.
But even then, can it be that? Sorry. Can it be that? Because
I don't know. We've seen the leaks where it's available on the Japanese, and I mean, it's not available to pre-order on stores, but the data is in there for the PS4 store in Japan and Asia. So it's there, obviously. But what the fuck is stopping them from making it available to pre-order? Unless they just say during the direct, during the Persona
direct.
Times, yeah, the direct, the Persona Times that it's available for pre-order right now.
I was almost 100% sure that we would get an Atlus logo during the direct.
I was too. Well, they did in Japan.
Yes, they had 13 Sentinels in Japan, right?
And a good chunk of it too.
All right, we got a ton of questions, so let's start immediately, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
First question is from Zark, saying, how would he fight? He isn't a Phantom Thief at that point. It doesn't have to make sense.
Character.
It's just a DLC fighter. It doesn't have to make sense in terms of lore and story, in my opinion. I'm pretty confident it doesn't have to make any plot relevance to be in there. If it can sell copies, why not? That's my bet. Super Hidden Account says, do you guys think a Persona 6 reveal will be part of the 25th anniversary?
Yes.
I think so. 100%. I think that's the last event. For sure.
Yes. That is the September, right? That's the last one that they're doing? September reveal.
Totally. Plus, that's the month of gaming. Every year. Like September, there's a lot of games coming, so. Next question is from Rantej Kara. Sorry for my pronunciation. Do you think we'll get a Persona 5 arena in this? So in P4AU? No, not at all. Plus, I'll even push my luck and I'll say P4AU won't do really well in terms of sales. I expect similar numbers to the first time that these games dropped. Because it's a re-release with all the DLC and it's fairly priced. I think that's the reason why it's going to do the same numbers as at launch. And I think that's not going to be enough for Atlus to work with Arc Systems again with a P5 Arena. So I think P5 Arena is more dead now than ever before. Except if for some reason
was our P5 Arena.
Except if for some reason this re-release sells over expectations, which looking at the marketing, I highly doubt it's going to happen.
No, they could go all out. They have a month. They could go all out this month.
They won't.
But I think it'll sell better on PC than the consoles because
probably
you could play P4G on PC.
Well, just fighting games in general. I think they're doing good on PC.
They are.
We have Mario Against the World. Do you guys really think P5 Royal should still be ported to Switch even after whole break-free Persona fiasco?
I don't care anymore. I mean, if it comes, it comes.
It's a bit. Well, honestly, the break-free Persona thing, that's just a minor part. That's like some of the community that did this, and it's like
that was dumb.
Even the person who started this project said that was too much. That wasn't their intentions at first. So, I think that's honestly, Atlus, they're not looking at this for their decision to bring the game or not. And financially speaking, as a business, it makes so much sense. So I still believe it can happen. I do. But I think P4G is next, though. Max says, what's the biggest project you think is going to happen for the 25th? That's a good question. Are we going to get a new game of some kind? Like, other than ports and re-releases? A new game? I think that would be the biggest project. But is there going to be a new game? I'm not sure.
P6.
Well, P6 isn't going to release during the 25th, that's for sure. Right. A reveal, but he says, what's the biggest project you think is going to... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I guess. So, yeah, I guess a P6 reveal.
Also, if you didn't want to count P6, I think Persona 3 Steam.
Not a remake.
Right.
Next...
Just a remaster.
Question is from Fadi Majid. Will Soul Hackers feature Demi-Fiend from Nocturne? I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Although Demi-Fiend is in Nocturne, DDS, and SMT5. And Apocalypse.
I was about to say.
So I think it's good. It's good. We can have other protagonists now. Michael says, are the chances lowered for getting both P2 on modern consoles?
Considering they haven't even localized the PSP version of Eternal Punishment, I don't think they're ever going to do that at this point.
Oh, you know what? I'm coming back to Max's question. A P1 remake. That could happen. And that would be really huge. Next question is from TR Scarlet, saying, could a P3 remake with female main character really come through? It could, but what I think they're going to do is a straight portable port or an FES port in HD with party control. One of the two.
You know what? I think that P25 FES is the only FES we're going to get during this whole P25 anniversary.
Festival?
Yep.
Zark asks, do you think the Soul Hackers game will be an SMT cross Persona cross Soul Hackers crossover? So since all Atlus accounts except 13 Sentinels tweeted about it. No, I think that's just the marketing tactics. So the team in that new Soul Hackers game is going to be a team of hackers, so they all took control of the social media accounts for a marketing campaign. That's what they're doing.
I think that Atlus is going to market this hard.
Well, they have to. Especially if they want to make it a new IP like we speculated before. If that's what they want to do, they have to give it proper marketing. A P4AU tactic is not going to work. Storms Gamer asks, in the second volume, Teddy did kind of hint he might come back for another volume. What's your take on that? P4G on consoles, baby.
I'm going to jump off a bridge.
Mystery Boy says, speaking of Soul Hackers, do you think it will run in Unreal Engine? I wish, because that's an engine that worked really well with SMT5, and they have all these models in there now. So I hope so. I hope so. Shouts to Liam with another super chat. Thank you so much, Liam, saying these business decisions make so little sense. You'd think Nick Khan and Vince McMahon were running Atlus. That's wrestling, I assume.
That is very much wrestling. Yes. At this point, they are so tone deaf to their fan base in some ways that I feel like it sometimes feels like Vince McMahon's running the show. Yes.
Thank you for clarifying, and thank you for your support, Liam. Sorry if I'm rough with my pronunciation. By the way, you guys, it's hard. English is not my first language, so sometimes your usernames are a little hard for me.
My Frenchman, will you teach me how to French kiss?
Next question is from Athis, saying, in the last few days, they posted the openings for Persona 1 and both Persona 2 games. What do you think the odds of a re-release of those games are? Well, first of all, these openings, they're going to do the same thing for all the games. They specified on Twitter that they're doing this just as part of the anniversary, and they specifically said, don't get your expectations up because of this. So, those have no meanings. But to answer your second question, what are the odds of a re-release of those games? I mean, I've always been in the camp of like, there's no way in hell. I think because they have 7 events for this anniversary, I think now's the time. I think it's now or never, to be honest. Which kind of hurts to say because I love all these games. Well, P1's
now or never is the theme for like this whole anniversary.
It depends. Like, if P4G doesn't come out on consoles this year, I still think it's going to happen. That's too obvious. But P1 and P2, I think now's their shot. They're in the spotlight once again. I don't think that's going to happen again anytime soon. That's just my opinion. The next question is from Kid. Is Atlus Games not on Xbox because of that one 2002 game that was trash on an Xbox, aka SMT9, or because of Japan, because they would make Xbox in North America only? Well, I think the main reason is Japan indeed. It's the fact that these games, I mean, Xboxes, they're being sold as Blu-ray players in Japan, so they're.
Have you seen the sales number for Xboxes in Japan?
They're really rough. Although the series of systems are doing a little better on Xbox in Japan, I mean, so we never know, but I think that's the main reason why. It's all about sales. Shout
out to JCat. She always gives that. I received that information coming from her. Yeah. She's in the chat now.
Oh, well, hello there, JCat. Thanks for being here. You're a little late. We talked a lot of shit already, so you're late supervising.
We've already talked about P4G.
Yeah.
So.
Next question is from Itamar. Do you think Persona 3 will get a remaster? Yeah, I do. It's a modern Persona game.
But he said remaster, not port.
Yeah, I think it's good. Well, in my opinion, a P3 FES in HD with party control, that's a remaster.
I guess.
A P3 P port to HD, that's a remaster as well, in my opinion. So yes, I think so. They're not going to do a straight port. They at least have to make it HD. So just like Nocturne, that would be a remaster.
Well, P4G was a port, but it's still in HD.
The next question is from David, saying, David, what do you think about P5 on PC as a February reveal? I don't think that's happening. I don't. I think P5 can get a port to Switch and PC, but I don't think that's a February thing. That's too big. That's a huge reveal. P5 is huge. The next question is from Twilight Link. What if there's a chance of Persona 6 protagonist to be a custom character, which you can design yourself? I hope that's not going to happen. And my reason for that, I know that can be controversial. I keep hearing this for P6. I hope it's not going to be there because look at my thumbnail. You have it in front of you right now. All these characters, all the protagonists, they're all so memorable. And in my personal opinion, the characters that you can design yourself, they're not memorable. You're like, oh, that one game, that was good, but you don't talk about the main character because it's a character that you design yourself. I know that's one of my hot takes, but I don't like customizable characters in my games. I prefer.
You know who was an unmemorable character, David?
Haru.
Fuck you. I was going to say the Monarch protagonist, but
well, at least he has more character development than Haru. But I don't think we're supposed to. Can we talk about that? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what is memorable though? These nuts.
The next question. The next question is from Mystery Boy saying, "Are you guys hoping for Persona 1 and 2 Duology remake? Would you like the gameplay to use a press turn system?" You're talking about hoping? I'm not hoping for
that's some hard hopium right there.
Yeah, I mean, second part, the press turn system, I'd say no. I don't think they would go that far, and I don't necessarily want to see it personally. I'd rather them put more work towards new games. If they want to bring these games back, quality of life improvements, HD ports to multi-platforms. That's what I want with these games.
And let's not forget, either way, you're going to have to you're going to have to localize P2 Eternal Punishment, the PSP version, if you have the PSP version of Innocent Sin, or you're going to have to localize the PS1 version of Innocent Sin, because we never got that here in North America.
No, that'd be too dumb.
So it's not going to happen. That's just my take. They would have to put They would have to put effort into actually localizing Eternal Punishment.
Good point. And do they want to put efforts? I'm not sure.
They could go the same route that they did, back in the day when Eternal Punishment for PSP released in Japan. It didn't over here, and they released a PS1 version on the PlayStation Store. They could do that, but I still don't think that's a complete way to play those games. You go from the PSP version to the PS1 version of Eternal Punishment.
We need the same version.
Right.
We need, again, I know you mentioned, it would be ports of the PSP games. I can't believe they would do something else.
Right.
Give us the better versions. Next question is from... Oh, sorry,
I just wonder why they didn't do Eternal Punishment for PSP in the first place. I don't know if Instant Sin didn't sell well enough or what, but that's
potentially. I think that's probably my bet. Demi Crow asks, do you think P4AU is gonna sell better or as bad as Nocturne HD? With the bad marketing, a very late pre-order plus no physical version. I expect similar or worse than Nocturne HD, because Nocturne HD, worst. Even if it was priced a little too high, even if there was a lot of issues, it did really, really well for what it is. But at the same time, it's Persona, and Persona is way more popular. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question to go off that. If they did, by the grace of God, by some fucking miracle, that Atlus makes a good decision and bundles P4G on consoles with P4AU, do you think it would sell better than them not doing that at all?
What do you mean?
Like, if they said, here's the Midnight Channel bundle for Switch and PS4. P4G is going to be on there. Do you think that would sell better than them just not putting P4G on Switch?
Of course. Especially if they make it exclusive, like for the first few months, you have to buy the Midnight Channel collection to get P4G. It's not sold separately. If that's what they do, which definitely sounds like an Atlus move, it's gonna do like insane numbers because a ton of people are gonna buy that collection just for P4G. So yes, 100%.
I just think if they did that, they either one need to announce Joker for P4AU, or two, P4G for it to sell really well here in the West. That's just me.
Oh, that's a good point. Those are good points. Next question is from Bullock Stowe. Do y'all think if the Soul Hackers announcement is a sequel, it'll come sooner rather than later? Or will it be another SMT5/P5 situation? I think it's going to release sooner. They want to release a pillar title in 2022. And think about it for a second. A pillar title. It's not going to be a Persona title. A pillar title, not Persona, because it's not P6. A mainline title? It's early for an SMT5 Apocalypse thing. Can't really see it. Re-Fantasy? Maybe. That's been in development for so long, so maybe.
What game?
Re-Fantasy?
What?
Monarch? Huh? No. So yeah, Re-Fantasy would be a pillar title, but if it's not Re-Fantasy, can it be Soul Hackers? they go all in. If we get that reveal next Monday, we see a lot of things. We see a July 20th type of trailer from SMT5. If we see this type of trailer, I mean, is it possible? December release? I can see it. I think they're definitely pushing for it to be this year. 1,000%.
I'm
hoping so. That'd be cool. Great question. Do we have other questions? We do. We have another question from Michael saying, sorry if I skip some questions as well. I'm doing my best to answer all of them. Can we get a compilation of your reactions to every Persona announcement / time starting from the first big announcement to the last one in September? That's a good point. I don't know about a compilation of my reactions since they're all like super short reactions, but definitely a look back type of video on the anniversary to just discuss what we thought of the anniversary. That's definitely something that I wanna do.
Do you know what my favorite reaction that you've done before is?
Mine was the July 20th reaction. That killed me, dude. I was shaking.
Oh, I know, but that's not my favorite one. My favorite one's the meme reaction, where they show
SMT5 for 10 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, that one was good. That one was really good. Next question is from Silent Mochi. I know it isn't likely, but how would you guys feel if they revealed a Persona 4 Arena anime this month?
They do have a manga, but I think that's the most we'll ever get out from that.
Wow, I had no idea. But looking at the sales numbers for Arena in the West, if it sells similarly, which I think it will for this re-release, they're not gonna bother with the localization of an anime. They won't.
I think we have a better shot of the Persona 5 Royal anime than the P4AU anime.
Totally. Chief
and P5A flopped. Just saying.
It did. Chief Key 500. Was the last announcement confirmed to be September? I thought they just vaguely said fall. Now, the first announcement was September. The second one was December. That's when they revealed it. The first one was nothing. The second one was P4AU. And then they confirmed February. So we're in an announcement right now.
So they said that it is going through fall, but it's lasting from September to September. So fall starts in September. So that's the only month where we would have fall.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're saying the last announcement will be September 2022.
Mm-hmm. Next question is from Peter Parker saying, will Atlus do anything to the pre-Persona 3 games, SMT if Persona 1 and 2 duology? We keep saying we hope so, but
no.
Next question is from Big D. Love both of y'all's content so much. King, I love the podcast, but you need to get off your ass and record more often. Far as the question goes, if y'all could only get P4G on PS4, would you be satisfied?
Yes.
Only on PS4? I wouldn't buy it, personally. I don't care.
But that would be a smart move.
Only on PS4?
Why is it not on PS4? They've had since 2014 to release it on PS4. Why hasn't it happened?
If it comes to Switch, I get a modern system to play it on portably, so there's my appeal. If they put it on PS5, I know we both don't play on our PCs, but I can do the same thing on my PC. There's literally no advantage on PS4. So no, I wouldn't care personally.
And you'll also be able to play it on your Steam Deck soon.
Yeah, exactly. So does the recap of all the Persona trailers mean something? No, it doesn't. They confirmed that. I'm going to try to skim through a lot of questions now, since you feel free to interrupt me if you have something to say, okay?
Okay.
What if SMT4 got a port to Switch? That'd be awesome, but those would require a lot of work.
Yes.
Will Atlus discontinue?
You use second screen a lot.
Yeah, totally. Completely
Now,
different.
I will say there's not a lot of touch control, so they could work around that.
Mm-hmm. Good
but
point.
it will require effort.
Will Atlus discontinue the Persona 25th anniversary in the next announcement? I don't think so, because they have 4 left to go after that. So the announcement is Jack Bros remake, right? And that's not a question from Demicro. That's impressive.
Gosh, if it's not Demicro.
We have a super chat from Liam. Thank you so much, Liam. I appreciate it, saying I love dropping random wrestling references for King that David doesn't get. I mean, yeah. Ou on peut se parler en français, Liam. Ça aussi, ça marche, hein? King comprend rien.
I don't know. I don't know what that said, but I can say something. I can do a Vince McMahon impersonation for Liam right here. Welcome to Persona 4 Golden for the Nintendo Switch.
We have another super chat from Peter Parker saying, if you get anything related to Persona 3, it better not be portable. That visual novel presentation doesn't do the game justice. And honestly, Peter, while I wouldn't care myself because I don't really mind the visual novel sequences, I think Atlus will bring back FES because you get all the HD cutscenes, because FES looks more similar to P5 than portable. So I think you're safe. I think if they bring back
They will
P3,
need to touch up those cutscenes.
I think they will put these cutscenes in HD. They will add party control. That's going to be it. Do we have any other questions? Oh, I think we
I believe you had one more super chat. Oh yeah, that was Peter Parker. No, that was Peter Parker.
Yes, that was the one from Peter. Thank you, Liam. Thank you, Peter. Thank you all so much for your support. That's all that I wanted to talk about today. That's all. Anything else you want to mention? Soul Hackers, Persona?
P4G's not coming. If it did, I will do a backflip off of a bridge. And happiness. And if it doesn't, I'll still do a backflip off of a bridge in depression. And Soul Hackers, I'm really excited for. I want to jump into the first game. I know some people will say it hasn't aged well. I'll try my best to get into it.
No, it did. In my opinion, it did. Some of the mechanics didn't. I'll give you that. Like, I know you'll be mad with that loyalty system. You will be mad as fuck. You're not ready. But other than that, like the characters, the story, the visuals, the music, all of that aged super well, in my opinion.
The cyberpunk atmosphere.
Yeah, it's good. I thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching. Make sure to check out my guests down in the description below, their social medias, YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Larrue. You're not there anymore, but thank you for joining as well. Final super chat from Demicro. Of course, he had to, right?
Yeah,
Jack Bros remake for P.25, 2022, featuring Dante. Didn't even bother with the Devil May Cry series. That's fine.
Nope, just Dante.
Shoutouts, Demicro. Thank you. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to tune in because we'll have some P4G for consoles to talk about in the upcoming days. Any final words? Want to insult me before we end the stream?
You, dude. Fuck you. I'm tired of your fucking bullshit.
We'll see you next time. Thank you all for watching. Have a good